I'm afraid that some of us are in desperate need of an extended home leave after flying missions for so many months above this madhouse of a battlefield. Nerves are frayed, and this can lead to serious errors in judgment, like von Sastrov's determined and foolish pursuit of a slow-flying, apparently damaged enemy Nieuport all the way to its airfield. He was so intensely focused on the chase of the retreating enemy that he did not notice the formation of 3 other Nieuports, one of which was the red Nieuport flown by Navarre, heading into our own territory. I tried to give signals, but he did not even look back towards me. My astonishment at his complete disregard for his surroundings turned into a mild panic as he continued to fly further into enemy territory and anti-aircraft fire. Now with a group of Nieuports, potentially between us and our own lines. For a moment I considered turning around and flying back on my own, but I was aware that, on his own, he would not stand a chance against even a single opponent, and that leaving him would be a death sentence for him. Torn between my strong desire to return to relative safety and my honor and duty as his wingman, I felt as if I had no other choice but to follow him further. The Nieuport reached the airfield near Verdun and descended into the protective embrace of its own anti-aircraft gunners. With mounting horror, I observed that von Sastrov dove after it, just before descending to a height where enemy machine guns would have been able to reach him. Something in his mind seemed to snap back into place, and he violently turned away. Just in time, as another Nieuport appeared that would otherwise have been above us. We returned to Sivry and landed, with very little fuel left. We made our reports to Bölke. Von Sastrov was visibly shaken, and acknowledged that he was completely focused on finishing off the enemy Nieuport, which he judged to be damaged due to its low speed. He only realized the situation he led us in when the enemy anti-aircraft fire reached a high intensity. Bölke asked me to leave the room, and then no doubt proceeded to make sure that von Sastrov would not repeat something like this, by analyzing his errors one by one in his own methodical way. I don't think that von Sastrov will get to lead another flight anytime soon. Bölke, on the other hand, continues to demonstrate his superior skills as a combat pilot, and has once again outpaced Immelmann by shooting down 2 planes in one day on the 1st of May. He now has 16 confirmed victories. Another excellent pilot was transferred to our squadron during yet another spell of bad weather. Ernst Freier von Althaus is the 3rd most successful German pilot after Bölke and Immelmann, and already has 6 confirmed victories. He brought with him another Fokker E4 and will serve as Bölke's right hand. Hello there, and welcome to a new episode of our amazing Wings Over Flanders Fields campaign, where we are participating in the battle for Verdun as the German pilot Felix von Berg, who is flying a Fokker E3 for Kampfeinsatzkommando Sivry. Today is the 10th of May 1916. Once again, a lot of time has passed due to bad weather. We did fly a patrol on the 30th of April in the afternoon, but then after that we had a spell of bad weather. We managed to fly another patrol on the 4th of May, and after that more bad weather. And now it's the 10th of May, and finally the weather is good enough again that we can fly. Before we go to the briefing, I want to bring your attention to something that you can see here on the left side. Our squadron has now 8 pilots. We were joined by Oberleutnant Ernst Freiherr von Althaus, who is flying a Fokker E4. As an Oberleutnant, he is now the 2nd highest ranking member of our squadron. Only Bölke, who is a Hauptmann, has a higher rank. So who is that Ernst Freiherr von Althaus? Let's go to the duty room and have a look. If we go to his profile here, you see that he's a confident flyer with good self-control. And, dear developers, I think I found a little bug, because here it says that he has 0 victories. If we go to this screen, here it also says that he has 0 victories. However, if I go to the victory scoreboard, we find Ernst Freier von Althaus here with 6 victories as of today. So he's actually the 3rd most successful German pilot at this point. I don't know why it says that he has 0 victories on the in the squadron statistics and on his dossier page, but yeah, I checked it historically. By this date he did have 6 confirmed victories, so this number here is correct. And it's also not a second pilot with the same name. There is really only one historic ace of that name. And yeah, by the way, he is a historic ace, so another one of those in our squadron. Before we now go to the briefing, maybe we can take a quick look at his biography. If we go to aces, by the way, Bölke by now has 16 victories. He shot down a Caudron on the 28th, a French biplane on the 1st and another Caudron on the 1st. So he's now up to 16. Okay. Ernst Freier von Althaus was born in Ketschendorf-Coburg on the 19th of March 1890, the son of the adjutant to the Duke of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. He enlisted at age 16 in the 1st Royal Saxon Hussars as an ensign, and in 1911 was commissioned as a lieutenant. The Hussars were immediately called to action when the war broke out in 1914, and Althaus distinguished himself. He transferred to the Fliegertruppen on April 4, 1915, and crashed in flames while training, but escaped without injury. Althaus was promoted Oberstleutnant on the 6th of August. He was assigned to FA-23 on the 20th of September, then various commandos, Keck-Works, Jametz and Sivry. His nickname in the Fliegertruppen was Hussar Althaus. Hussars were known to wear their sabers while flying, and many damaged their aircraft while exiting and entering their planes. Freier von Althaus enjoyed poker, girls, and tried to live life to its fullest. Wounded in April 1916, he met his wife-to-be in hospital. Returning to the front, he was awarded Pour le Mérite on the 21st of July. Keck-Works became Jasta 4, and he stayed there until wounded on the 4th of March 1917. He returned to the front with Jasta 14, but was selected by Manfred von Richthofen to lead Jasta 10. 1 month later, failing eyesight made it necessary to hand over to Werner Voss. He took command of Jasta Schule 2, then returned to the army. Althaus returned to the trenches and fought as an infantry company commander on the Verdun front. After a hard-fought battle, and with only 15 men left, he and his men were captured by American troops. He was sent to a POW camp until September 1919. After the war, he became a barrister, but went blind in 1937. During the Second World War, he was appointed director of the County Court of Berlin. In 1945 he served as an interpreter for the Allied Armistice Commission. Ernst Freier von Althaus died on the 29th of November 1946. So, pretty colorful life apparently, and some vision problem that later led to blindness. Today, it looks like he will be leading Kette 1. Yes, he's new to the squadron, but he is the 2nd highest ranking member of it, so I think it's quite okay that he's leading Kette 1. He will be joined by Grafe, von Zastrow and Kurz. My flight will be led by Bölke. He will be joined by Lörzer, Mallinckrodt and myself. We will be taking off very early in the morning, and we are looking at clear skies with just a few clouds. Let's go to the briefing. What kind of mission is it going to be today? Meine Herren, our mission is close air support. Oh boy. Provide air support for troop movements. This is a special assignment. The Commandant has chosen B-Flight to carry out this vital mission. Craft to be escorted, Roland C2 from SS-26B. There will be 3 of them. The escorted craft are flying from Boulahigny. They will bomb behind enemy lines to create a diversion. The flight of Roland C2s have made good time and will be above our airfield when we start. We will meet up with them by at least waypoint A. Our destination is the enemy's troops army camp in sector VA 516, 17 miles away. They recommend that we fly at an altitude of 1000 meters. We must stay in the area for at least 25 minutes and protect the 2-seaters. Kette 1 will assist by flying top cover. Oh, that's good. So there will be all 8 of us going to... oh crap, Verdun. Our target is Verdun. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I will raise the altitude. It did say that the skies are mostly clear, so I don't have to be too concerned with cloud ceiling altitude. So I think I'm good to simply raise our altitude. Let's raise the circle up altitude to 1 kilometer. And we'll raise our cruising altitude to... it's a good question. Escort attach waypoint, let's raise it... oh, no. The altitude, let's raise that to 1200. And... targets... I'll raise to 1600. Should allow the bombers to be relatively accurate. I'm not sure if I'm raising the bomber's altitude at the same time here, by the way. But maybe I am, we'll see. Detach waypoints altitude, we'll raise that to 1400. Should bring us across the lines on a relatively safe altitude. Yeah, I think that's about as good as we can make it right now. The bombers, well, they have to be kinda low if they hope to be able to hit anything at all. So maybe I've already completely ruined their chances by raising it 600 meters. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's take a quick look at the weather. Clear or few clouds, wind 8 knots, gentle breeze southeast. Let's go to the field. And there's already the command to turn on our engines. Look at this line of aircraft here. Althaus is sitting right next to me in his 4KE4. Very nice. Okay, time for us to go. We're barreling down the field and we are up in the air. And now Kette 1 is following. It's very early in the morning, the sun is just rising, and doesn't this look beautiful? Very nice. So looks like it's our job to wake up the French defenders of Verdun. There goes Althaus. The E4 of course much faster than the E3. Just tearing past us. But this, I think this will be quite a nice mission. I think this will be a very nice mission. It will be a beautiful mission. But now we first have to climb to altitude. And then meet up with the bombers. So until we do that, we are gonna take a little break, and the episode will resume once I guess once we have linked up with the bombers and are heading into enemy territory. That makes most sense. So let's do that. As I'm beginning to climb. Welcome back. It's getting busy here. So in front of me are our bombers. Right there. A group of 3 we are following. But on my 10 o'clock we seem to have French bombers going the other way. Now what? Well, our mission is to protect our own bombers. Their mission is probably much more important than stopping 2 enemy quadrants that are actually turning around, maybe? Maybe Cat 1 will go after those. I'm still climbing to the altitude of my companions here. And I'll stick to the Rolands and giving them protection. Disrupting French supplies is very important. What is that quadrant doing? Is it flying parallel to us? Is it attacking? No. Does it want to disrupt our Rolands, or is there something to bomb next to us? I'm not quite sure what he's doing, but so far we are all sticking to the plan, but that thing is getting close to me. What is he trying to pull here? Is he trying to lure some of us away and down into the French anti-aircraft fire near the ground? That would actually be a smart play. He's low, so he has full protection from the enemy soldiers and machine guns and anti-aircraft guns. Going after him now would be very dangerous. So let's maybe not do that. We'll continue and we'll follow the Rolands. Those are... Ah, right there they are. Can you see them? Right in the middle. Heading towards VERDUN. Rolands are fast, by the way. It will be difficult for me to keep up. Behind us, the second quadrant. Also diving down to the deck. They're probably running towards their nearest airfield, if I had to take a guess. Or they are bombing on the front line. And saw that we have other business to attend to. It's possible that Cat 1 will go after them. In that case, they will soon cease to be a problem. I think there is Cat 1. Yep, that's Cat 1. We are in enemy territory already. French airfield. We are getting closer to it. I think soon the anti-aircraft fire will start. And can you imagine the scare that these Caudron crews got? Looking around and first seeing 3 German 2-seaters, followed by 4 Fokkers, and then looking around a bit more and spotting another 4 Fokkers. That's not an enviable situation to find yourself in. How's the situation down there? I see a truck driving at the airfield. But other than that, either they already have aircraft in the air, which is quite likely, or they are just getting them ready for the day. Our raid might be coming at a good time. There will be a lot of Fokkers buzzing around Verdun now. So if the enemy wants to respond, they will have to do so in some strength. Otherwise they'll just get destroyed. I'm surprised that it's still so quiet. No anti-aircraft fire to speak of. Nah, scrap that. The Rolands are beginning to receive anti-aircraft fire. But it's not very much so far. That's surprising. I imagine it is only going to get worse for them now, as we are closing in on Verdun. But you know what? 3 Rolands should be enough to really mess up something that's on the ground. If I didn't raise the altitude too high. Yeah, they are now receiving a lot of anti-aircraft fire. The battery is sighted in on them. We back here, we are maintaining a loose formation. Our job today is to look for enemy fighters and to keep them away from our 2-seaters. Our extremely valuable 2-seaters, I should add. There are not many Rolands on the front lines yet. Only a few aircraft have been delivered so far. So protecting them is very, very important. They are the best 2-seaters that we currently have. The formation is turning around. Probably they made their first bombing run. Not sure if they will go for a second. It's possible. This is a novel experience for me. I'm above Verdun and I'm not receiving what feels like all the anti-aircraft fire on the front. They seem to be concentrating on the 2-seaters. They are receiving fire. The city is basically below me. Okay, we are now receiving anti-aircraft fire as well. Probably from this big airfield down here, where a bunch of Newports is being ready to take off. At least that's what it looks like. Gotta be careful here. Maybe those are Newports, maybe it's something else, but they could be scrambling. In fact, scratch they could, they are. French Newports are scrambling from the airfield. You see the formation taking off? We are about to have company. But there's 4 of them. There will be 8 of us. If we can get both flights basically into the same area. And those French Newports, they will need some time to climb. So we should be safe for a little while. We are currently flying back north, back towards the front lines. But my guess is that the Rolands, they are just reforming and will then go and have another run at the target. They probably didn't drop all their bombs on the first run. They are trying to aim those things. I'm lagging a little bit behind my formation. That I do not like. Not when there are French Newports in the area. We have to be careful. I do not know where Cat 1 currently is. And now I'm receiving the anti-aircraft fire as the rearmost contact for the enemy. And so the closest. But that's okay, I already gained a bit of distance from the city itself. So let's hope that I don't get hit, and let's especially hope that these Newports, of which I don't know where they currently are, they have taken off. And they are probably coming after us. I don't know where they are. Let's hope they don't catch up with me anytime soon. Ideally, Cat 1 can come in and mess those guys up. But I don't know where Cat 1 currently is. Probably somewhere behind me. The light conditions, yes, it is pretty, it does look awesome with the sun just rising, but it also means that it's very difficult to spot planes against the dark ground. Very difficult. Don't see anybody. So if they're sneaking up from below us, it could actually be really difficult to spot them. I believe I hear engines. Might be the Rolands passing beneath me on their way back towards the city. Yeah. There goes one of them. I'm sure his... yeah, there are his bodies. Okay, there's another one following. Okay. We are in a turn now. I'll stick to my guys. And I'll make sure to cut into this turn. so that we can get into a proper formation. The whole rate, it's a bit hasty, isn't it? We are going in really quick, no hesitation. There's cations. Found at least 2 of them. Good, so we are all basically in the same area. That's good. Very good. And I have rejoined the formation, which does really calm my nerves. Now it's up to the French what they want to do. Do they want to engage against so many planes? Or will they stay away and just basically observe us from somewhere a little bit distant? Now it's their turn to either initiate contact or to stay away. I see one Roland there. No French plane on his tail, which is very good. More anti-aircraft fire there, suggesting the presence of the other 2 Rolands, yeah. Also no French fighters on their tails. We might have intimidated our French friends with the mass of airplanes that have just arrived here above the city. They might be duly intimidated by this. By this show of force that we are putting up this morning. I gotta say, I'm relatively relaxed considering that we are in an enemy territory. I have no idea where the 4 French Nieuports went, but they are not here. So, yay. And the anti-aircraft fire isn't too bad. And we have plenty of Fokkers in the area. Ah, Roland. Passing by. Another one. Where are they going? Are they turning around to get out of here? Maybe. And there's a 3rd one. All 3 Rolands are safe. Okay. I guess we are getting out of here. They are forming up. They probably dropped all their bombs. And we are flying back north across the lines. Welcome back. We have an aircraft coming at us from our 10 o'clock. Is it coming at us or flying away from us? I don't know, but it is a fighter. We have shown some brief interest in it, but apparently... No, we want to stay close to our charges. We want to stay close to the Rolands. We are ignoring him for right now. Question is he going to ignore us? He might be getting closer. I'll take up my position on the other side of our formation here. He's stalking us. He is actually stalking us. We are going low. He's still stalking us. Yeah, still on us. But as we are going low into our territory, he might rethink his ambitions. He might instead decide to get out of here, especially since we are going towards one of our observation balloons there, with all the nearby anti-aircraft armament. That is very bad for the health of French pilots. He's still stalking us. We picked up quite a bit of speed in that dive. Which we were able to use to get a little bit of distance to him. The question now is, will he follow? If he follows, he will be putting himself in a pretty bad position. There's our observation balloon. My guess is that the anti-aircraft fire will chase the enemy away. Continues to come after us, flying a little bit evasively, but nonetheless determined. Determined to have a go. But we are dragging him into our territory, and there will be at least 3 of us against him. And of course our anti-aircraft armament on the ground, and our soldiers and everything. If that guy isn't crazy for glory, then he should really rethink what he's doing right now. Sivry is close, which means more anti-aircraft fire. Ah, there's Sivry, 12 o'clock. Let's continue. Still stalking us. For a Newport, he's not very fast. Somehow. Maybe he's hesitating a bit. Just stalking us to see what we do. Not ready to fully commit. He's inching closer, but it is a slow process. He seems to be unsure. What's he doing now? Yeah, still, he just seems unsure about what to do. Weaving a bit back and forth. Probably afraid of intense anti-aircraft fire. That he's actually flying towards right now. Okay. Looks like we are gonna take up the challenge. We are gonna chase him away from our airfield. Well, I'm sure I landed a few hits. I'm relatively certain he did not like that one bit. And I think he's trying to get away now. Yeah, he miscalculated. Damn it, he's still faster than I am. Yeah, he is faster. What are the others doing? I do not want to get into a one-on-one fight against the Newport. I think the others turned around. It's important that I do not get into a one-on-one fight against one of those things. It's just all around a bad idea. Where'd he go? There. Yeah, he's flying home. He had enough. Oh, he definitely had enough. Maybe I should hang around just to see, or just to make sure that he doesn't attack our balloon there on his way out. But I gotta be careful not to stray too far from our airfield. I think he's just getting out. Maybe I damaged something on that head-on attack. It's possible. Is he going for the balloon? No. I don't think he is. He is close to it though. I think he's already past the balloon. Yeah, I think he's past the balloon. Let me just make sure that we sent him away here. Yeah, he is well past the balloon. Okay, I'm turning around and going home. Let's head back to Sivry, where we'll be landing very soon. Okay, another little break in the episode, and we'll continue once I'm about to land, or if somebody else decides he wants trouble. Welcome back. I have arrived at Sivry. Let me go and join this fine gentleman as he's coming in for a landing. Who do we have here? It's a Fokker, it's Bölke. Oh, it's so awesome to be able to see at the first glance who you're looking at, just by how the aircraft is painted. That is just so awesome. Here, I can see it's a Fokker E4, and well, this is Bölke's paint job. The aircraft is painted half green, the wings are painted green, the first half of the fuselage is painted the same green, the tail is kept without paint, except for the white band in the middle there. And his wheels are painted up as well. Very nice how his aircraft looks. Very nice indeed. Well, I'll follow him in for landing. And then we'll hope that everybody made it back to the field and that people didn't have to crash land along the way. We'll know soon enough. But first we need to land this plane in one piece. I'm not too concerned. I'm getting pretty good at this landing business. Watch me now land the aircraft face first into the dirt now that I said that. Oh man, I hope not. That would be a really bad way to go. That would really be a bad way to go. Turning. Keeping the nose a little bit down. Don't want to suddenly lose speed and stall the wing while I'm still turning. And now slowly heading towards the field, where I can see that other aircraft are already parked up. How many are there? I think one pilot is missing. Yeah, it looks like one pilot might be missing. We'll know soon. Okay, let's flare out. Keep it steady. And wheels are on the ground. Dig the skid in to slow us down. Keep the engine going. And I'll park up with the others. Yeah, there's one plane missing. I don't like the implication of that. Engine off. And once the engine stops, turning over. I think I see who's missing. It's Althaus. Our second Fokker E4 is missing. No engine noise. Oh well. Let's go to the debrief. Let's find out what happened. What is it going to be? Let's see. Total flying time almost an hour. I fired 29 rounds. I hit 2 rounds. Oh well, could be more, but okay. Let's see. The enemy ground units in the region were not seriously damaged. Looks like the Rolands didn't really get a good hit on their target. And indeed, Freier von Althaus has apparently had to walk back home. Because he messed up his plane. Friedrich Kurz got damaged. Okay. Friedrich Kurz's Fokker E3 has been lightly damaged. Repair work will commence immediately. Friedrich Kurz has been given a 48-hour pass, so he is on leave. Which is okay, since his plane is being repaired anyway. And yeah, we have some news. You missed quite a lot of news, actually. So let's see. This I read to you. This I didn't. On the 1st of May, air war balance changing. The Battle of Verdun grinds on, with the German attackers making slow gains at a continuing terrible cost in both French and German lives. In the air, the DH-2, supplemented by the Royal Aircraft Factory FE-2B and the Nieuport Bebe, is re-establishing Allied air superiority, and it appears that the Fokker Scourge is near an end. 2nd of May, Zeppelin raid. 8 German Zeppelins raided the east coast of England this morning, inflicted 39 casualties. The raid did not come without costs to the attackers, as L-20 was wrecked in stormy weather off the coast of Norway. 3rd of May, Newport 17, first deliveries. Newport 17 scouts are reported to have begun arriving with select French squadrons. This slightly larger development of the Newport 11 has a more powerful engine, larger wings, and a more refined structure. It is equipped with a 110 horsepower Leron 9J engine. It is said to have outstanding maneuverability and an excellent rate of climb. Unfortunately, the weak sesquiplaned wing design remains, and with it, the disconcerting tendency to disintegrate in sustained dives at high speed. Newport 17. And we are still flying in our Fokker E3s. This is extremely bad news. This thing is even better than the Newport 11. And the Newport 11 is already outclassing us by a lot. 5th of May. New aircraft to be deployed. The first Sopwith 1.5 Strutter 2-seat aircraft are expected to arrive in France soon, initially equipping some of the Royal Naval Air Service units. The 1.5 Strutter will be the first British aeroplane to enter frontline service equipped with the new interrupter gear, allowing a machine gun to fire through the propeller arc. The machine also has a Lewis gun mounted in the rear cockpit. In addition to being well armed, the machine is reported to have a long range and good stability. The type has been ordered for the RSC as well, but production is reportedly slow. So the British are getting a 2-seater aircraft that can fire through the propeller. Oh, that's wonderful. 6th of May. Germany pledges sub-restraint. The German government has signed the so-called Sussex Pledge, a reference to the torpedoing of the Sussex ferry in March, promising to stop the indiscriminate sinking of non-military ships. According to the pledge, merchant ships will be searched, then sunk only if they were found to be carrying contraband materials. Furthermore, no ship will be sunk before safe passage has been provided for the ship's crew and its passengers. This effectively kind of renders U-boat operations difficult. I mean, you're not allowed to simply attack something. You have to surface, you have to order it to stop, you have to search it, and then you have to make sure that everybody on board is evacuated before you can sink it. That takes time that can be used for enemy escorts, destroyers, patrols, whatever, to come and find you and kill you. I wonder how long this will hold. 7th of May. New statistics on aircraft losses. Statistics now out for the months of February and April indicate that the RFC shot down or destroyed 42 German aircraft for the loss of 32. This is considered a good ratio by the British commanders, representing a marked improvement from the terrible loss ratio occurring half a year ago. The Fokker scourge appears truly over, but losses remain high on both sides. 8th of May. Fort Douaumont blast. Inside captured Fort Douaumont near Verdun, a careless German cooking fire has detonated grenades and flamethrower fuel, which then detonated an ammunition cache. German soldiers were trying to heat coffee using some fuel from flamethrowers, but it proved to be too flammable and spread to shells which were without caution nearby. A firestorm whipped through the fort, killing hundreds of soldiers instantly, including the entire 12th Grenadiers regimental staff. Worse, some of the 1,800 wounded and soot-blackened survivors attempting to escape the inferno were mistaken for attacking French colonial African infantry and were fired upon by their comrades. 679 German soldiers have perished. The worst coffee in history. Wow. I mean, just wow. And the thing with the guys being mistaken for colonial African infantry is just the cherry on top. It's just wow. Unbelievable. 9th of May. Bomb sight improves accuracy. Using a bomb sight developed by Bourdillon and Tizard, a British short 184 seaplane has hit a target with a 500-pound bomb from the unheard of height of 4,000 feet. And on the 12th of May, British Air Board created. The Air Board came into being yesterday under the presidency of Lord Curzon. The board will discuss of matters of general policy in relation to the air and in particular combined operations of the naval and military air services. They will make recommendations on the types of machines required, organize and coordinate the supply of material, preventing competition between the two departments, and promote the interchange of ideas between the two services, and such related bodies as the Naval Board of Invention and Research, the Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, and the National Physical Laboratory. So the British figured this out in 1916, something that the Japanese couldn't all the way until 1945. Just saying. Let's hit done. And the next mission will be flown on the 12th of May, but let's go and review what happened here. So we are all taking off. There's a lot of us. And also Kek Yametz is taking off at Yametz at the same time. Some aviatics are already bombing near Verdun. Yeah, destroying stuff. Nieuports are taking off here in the south. Caudrons taking off here or from Tilloy. A Caudron receives blast damage near the front here, so yeah, this is where we encounter the Caudrons and they suddenly turn around. Let me actually zoom in a bit. So yeah, there's the Caudron taking damage. Aviatics are bombing. I didn't see those aviatics at all. But I guess that they maybe already created a diversion, some scrambling some enemy aircraft, probably going after those instead of going after us. Bombing a whole bunch of supplies. Albatros are taking off from Stenay. Nieuports are taking off from Senat. Aviatics are just going at it here. Destroying a whole bunch of stuff. A Caudron is taking hits from a Fokker E4 from von Althaus. That's him. Here. So he went after the two Caudrons. Caudron manages to shoot its own tail. Classic. Roland is dropping bombs. Drone destroyed by German anti-aircraft fire, so it has already received damage over here, turned around and tried to reach the nearest airfield. That's what's going on. They got damage and they tried to simply run back towards the nearest friendly airfield that they had. But it crashed just before arriving at the airfield. Looks like the Rolands are actually bombing the enemy airfield here. I didn't realize. They didn't go for the supply dump, they went for the airfield. Newport 12s are becoming airborne from Vadelancourt. Oh, so those were Newport 12s that we saw taking off. Possibly. Yeah. Must be. 4 of them. So they were possibly not scrambling to get at us, they were scrambling to go away from us on their own mission somewhere. French observation balloon over here taking hits from Kekyametz. So they're operating in this area. And they bring it down. Drone lands at Verdun. Rolands are dropping bombs. Bombing the crap out of that airfield. While the Aviatics are going absolutely crazy over here. More bombs dropped by Roland. Yeah, look at this. Those Aviatics are just destroying that whole area over there. What is there? There's probably a rail yard there or something like that. Yeah, rail points, flat cars. Yeah, they are bombing a rail yard. Newport 12 takes hits from a Fokker E4 Jasta 6A. So once again, Althaus having a go now at a Newport 12. He takes some hits from it though. And is actually brought down, so crash landing. Maybe close enough to our lines that are running somewhere here-ish. But he did bring down the Newport 12. Fokker E3 lands at Sivry. Fokker E3 takes hits from French troops as it's passing low over the front on the west side of the river. And Albatros is dropping bombs now somewhere, I didn't catch where. Oh, right here. Nice. An Aviatic has been destroyed by Newport 11 down here. Newport is taking hits from an Albatros. Oh, maybe the Newport that we engaged at the end. Maybe it's this one and it was already damaged. Because yeah, we are now flying past this area. Here. The Newport is taking hits here. Albatros dropping bombs right there. Aviatics fighting some Newports still down here. Trying to survive, but... Fokker E3, Jasta 7A. Jasta 7A, who's that? Ah, Martincourt up here. Kek Martincourt. No idea what happened there. Albatros has bombed a locomotive? I think there's another rail yard here on the west bank of the river. A railhead. And the Albatrosses are bombing there. Today is just a day for going over and bombing the crap out of them in a big coordinated operation. Aviatic is still bravely fighting a Newport down here. But is brought down. There's another Aviatic that's taking hits. Okay, now my rounds hit the Newport 11. This is where we turned around and went after him. Albatros is still bombing here. Newport collides with Newport. 2 Newports down. Aviatic destroyed by Newport. Damn it. The Aviatic is down too. Newport takes hits from German entrenched troops. That's the one that I was shooting at. It's flying home and passing low above the trenches. That might cost him. Fokker lands at Sivry. Newport lands at Verdun. Kek Yametz is landing back at Yametz. And this is me landing. Newport was forced down. Over here. So that's not the one that we were engaging. And that's it. Oh boy. That was something. So von Althaus managed to down a Newport 12 but had to crash land himself. Now of course he's a historic ace. Historic aces can't die. They can't go into a prisoner of war camp either. So we are just gonna pretend that he didn't crash land here, he crash landed a bit further north. And within our lines. He's not far from our lines actually. So maybe he also just snuck through the lines and returned to the unit. But yeah, that was it for this mission. He got his hands on another Fokker E4. So we are not short on one plane, that's good. And next time we will be going up -1 pilot because Friedrich Kurz is on leave. What a mission that was. A trip to Verdun is always exciting. But you know what? Maybe it's time for some change. Maybe it's time to transfer. I have been playing with the thought to transfer to a specific unit for some time. I'm not gonna tell you which unit it is. That will be a surprise. But I think I am going to request a transfer. By the way, here you can select the region that you want to transfer to. For example, Flanders, the Marne, Verdun, or Alsace. And once you have selected your region where you want to go to, you can then select the unit that you want to be transferred to. Which is very nice. Very nice indeed. So, I think we are gonna end today's episode here. Maybe we'll just take a quick look at the intel. Lagerbericht. Apart from local operations and the occasional gun barrage, it is fairly quiet in this sector. However, be alert and be wary of machine gun nests along the front lines. These have been costing us dearly recently. So yeah, we will be ending today's episode here. And maybe next time I will already be with another unit. I don't know. I don't know how soon the transfer will be approved. We might have to fly a few more missions with Kek Sivry, but maybe those missions are without anything happening in them, which would then mean that I'm not showing them on YouTube. So who knows? Next time I might still be at Sivry, or I might be somewhere else. Find out when we continue this amazing series next week. Until then, have some really great days and goodbye.